Salute, salute, salute. What it do? I go by the name of BRWE, representing that self-made hustle TV, where the hustle has to be in you, not on you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, man. One more. I gotta get one more in, man. You know it's the morning. We gotta create the mood. The music is for the soul. It's for the soul. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen if you love your mom. DJ Technique, rep the street exec. DJ Break. Good morning. Double tap the screen if you love your mom. Treadmill. Treadmill, man. Going nowhere fast, man. Stand still. Yeah. We got him at a standstill. We got him at a standstill. Feel that. That smoke them shit. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, man. You know, man, if you woke up this morning and you're sitting up watching me, 47, 57 people, if you're in here watching me, you're definitely blessed. Because a lot of people ain't even get to roll over, man. Hey, and man, you know my saying? Old person told me that, man, God ain't gonna never give you something until you're happy with having nothing. So you gotta, you gotta take your lemons and make lemonade, man. Do what you gotta do, man. Feed your people. Good morning, man. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? So we're gonna jump into salute, Marani. You the first one to drop down. Salute. Good morning to you, my brother. Did I say that right? I can't see it. You know, it's so goddamn smile. But good morning, my brother. How you doing? Yeah, we're gonna get into the timeline of, you know, the timeline of this damn activity, man, because it just ain't, the police even saying the timeline ain't acting right. This is the double tap, man. Make sure y'all double tap the screen right there. Uh, they saying the timeline ain't matching, man. Even they say they got a whole hour free, a whole hour of power. That's what we should have named this live. We should have named this bitch an hour of power. Should have named it an hour of power, fool, because them motherfuckers had a freelance hour to do what the fuck they wanted to do. It's missing on the timeline, man. That's what the people saying. So don't get mad at self-made. This is what the motherfucking people are saying, that it is a timeline missing. It's an hour missing out of the timeline, but we already learned this from the TikTok lawyer. She been said that. She said that shit 3 weeks ago, a month ago or something, that the timeline is not matching up. So we're going to get into, first we're going to watch, what Law and Crime got to say about it, Then we going to jump into Nancy Grace. Maybe some other shit. It depends on what my likes get on, what the people do, Y'all the ones that tell me what I need to do. So, we're going to get into this one, guys. I walk in, then I turn up. In, then I turn up. In, then I turn up. That motherfucker jail, too. I walk in, then I turn up. I'm gonna go to this sidebar real fast, see what they talking about.
Presented by Law and Crime, I'm Jesse Weber. All right, so you don't need me to tell you that this case, the Nolan Wells case, has been full of theories and speculation and unanswered questions. But today, we now have something a little more concrete. Maybe. The United Cajun Navy, the volunteer search team that was on Horn Island within hours of Nolan Wells going missing, they have released its complete investigative report. And what they found is significant. And to be clear, this is not the sheriff's office investigation, but you do wonder, are they going to rely on this in some capacity? So you have new photos, okay? New photos seemingly showing how investigators believe the boats were positioned. New witness statements that fill in potentially parts of the timeline. And there's this critical gap. It's a window of just over an hour that could hold the key to what really happened to Nolan Wells. Now, we're going to take you into all of that, but even more has happened since our last update on this case. There's so much that happens in the last 24 hours in this case. And just a quick reminder about what we're talking about if you're just joining us. So this is 18-year-old Nolan Wells disappeared during the 4th of July boating trip to Horn Island,
Thank you for
Mississippi.
the
His friends returned to the mainland
Thank you
without
for the
him. The
donation.
accounts have been that he chose to stay behind, possibly to talk to a young lady. 2 days later, his body was found. His family has been fighting for answers ever since. They have been asking for a thorough investigation by law enforcement. They've hired outside counsel, Ben Crump, to represent them during the course of this whole investigation. And now we are learning that some of the people who were with Nolan that day, for example, Warren Hudson, the one whose father offered a $50,000 reward for information, along with 2 others, Jack Spatalo and Morgan Seymour, they are now fighting back. They have launched a Give, Send, Go fundraiser with a goal of $100,000 to cover legal defense costs. In the description, they say they've been, quote, inundated with death threats, threats of violence, and defamation. They have been falsely and wrongly blamed by individuals online and in the media of either directly or indirectly having a hand in Nolan's death. Most of them could not even attend their own best friend's funeral. Now, an attorney for the Hudson family confirmed to Rolling Stone that this fundraiser is legitimate, that the money would be used to pursue potential defamation claims against what they called, or what he called, the online mob. And by the way, speaking of threats, and we've talked about it here on Sidebar, they apparently just keep on coming. The Sun Herald reports that an Illinois man named Edward James Porter has now been charged with threatening to kill witnesses and their families in connection with the ongoing state investigation into Nolan's death. Allegedly, he told one witness he was going to, quote, come kill them. sent them their home address. He's accused of telling another witness he would kill them, cut up the body, stuff the remains into a suitcase. And this follows two previous arrests that we talked about, one in Ohio, one in California, allegedly connected to threats in this case. And then you have Nolan's mom, Christine Wonsley, who has not only been searching for...
They gotta be scrambling and gambling if they go all the way for some threats from California. This judge way in Mississippi. Boy, that's all the way on the other side of the motherfucking planet, man. That show you that they reaching and they mad. They mad. I don't know why they so mad, fo. What they mad, fo?
For answers in this case, but now she's pushing back. She's pushing back on a narrative out there that has been circulating, telling Don Lemon on his show that one of Nolan's football coaches saw him in the island between 2:45 and 3:30 p.m. that day and said he was, quote, perfectly fine, that he was not sloppy drunk. So pushing back on the narrative that Nolan was heavily intoxicated, that it's been brought up in several media reports. And she's questioning why that narrative has been pushed, saying, is this a narrative that you guys want to use? There was an internal MDMR email that we obtained that describes Nolan's alcohol intake as heavy. The Mississippi Department of Marine Resources shows they believe Nolan had been drinking heavily before he was reported missing. But the coach's account and Wonsley's insistence raised questions about whether that's accurate. And we should also note that the state toxicology report hasn't been publicly released yet.
They not gonna never make, like, they not gonna never do that. You know, Nolan mom thanked people like us. So she, you know, I don't think she would attack the people because of their opinion on the case. I don't think that she would waste her money to go attack the people because of their opinion on the case. She thanked social media. She thanked content creators. I can show y'all. Let me show y'all this and we'll go right back real fast. I'm going to show y'all this real fast. Watch this. I'm going to show y'all this, bro. She thanked us, dog. All she wanted the truth, bro. Damn, I went through all these goddamn songs. This shit crazy. Let me show y'all, bro. She thanked us for putting in the work. Like, she wasn't mad. She ain't mad at us. She ain't attacking you if you disagree with her. You know what I'm saying? She gonna attack you if you know. Man, I don't know. I know I went. Man, I'm gonna show it to y'all in a minute, man. Fuck that. I'm gonna show it to y'all in a minute. We'll come back. I'll find it.
I'm about to vibe code a full e-commerce store using Wix Harmony.
So, you know, she ain't gonna do that type of
shit. That report, along with the autopsy report, is all being withheld until a grand jury is impaneled and makes a decision. Remember, the sheriff's office is still investigating this. By all accounts, under Mississippi law, this is going to be presented to a grand jury, because that's a key point, right? The official state autopsy is complete, but the results are sealed. District Attorney Angel Myers-McElrath says that every death in the county that isn't natural causes or a non-criminal car wreck goes to a grand jury, meaning the report is not going to be public until that process is complete. We do not have a timeline on when that will happen. Okay, I know this is a 180, but I just have to call out a sponsor that really helps make these episodes happen. And this is for all of you business owners out there. I think you should really listen up, because look, running a business is tough enough, right? Why make it harder doing things manually, relying on dozens of apps that don't really talk to each other? Well, that's where our sponsor, Odoo, comes in. So Odoo is an all-in-one business management platform with a full actually found, because they've been working on this since the beginning. Their report kind of gives us the clearest picture yet of maybe, potentially what happened on Horn Island that day. So the report includes a photo that I don't believe we've seen before, because this shows 3 boats anchored side by side, the Palm Beach, the Triton, that's the boat that we believe Nolan was on, and the third boat labeled boat number 3. This is interesting. The report includes a statement from an independent witness, a woman who took a photo of those same boats and said when her group left at 7:30 p.m. that night, Nolan was, quote, nowhere in sight. There's more. Remember that audio that was released, the distress call that was made from the boat that Nolan was supposedly on or was on at one point in time? Not clear if he was on at that point when the call was made, although we've seen video back and forth that would suggest he wasn't. But remember, the idea was the boat was taking on water, and then you had these young people panicking. This call?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
Is there a living person, someone breathing on the boat? Is there anybody on the boat?
Yes, there's lots of people breathing on the boat.
So the audio had been later enhanced. People online were claiming they heard people panicking about Nolan in the background, though that's not officially been verified by law enforcement. And here is what is important about this now. According to this United Cajun Navy report, the Cajun Navy couldn't find any evidence to establish when the boat actually began taking on water. Timeline's important here, right? Remember, the friends are saying the boat was taking on water, so they had to leave, but Nolan apparently chose to stay behind. The United Cajun Navy is saying they couldn't come up with anything to confirm that timeline. So when did the water actually start coming in? And it's important to note that this report is an independent review, right? It's not from the state's findings. It's not from the sheriff's findings. The state investigation remains ongoing, but clearly we have a lot to talk about. And this is why we brought in someone who can make sense of everything. Joining me now is Alex Beer. He's a forensic diver, marine law enforcement expert who has investigated cases just like this one. Alex, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Heard them to say that
Sorry. If you want to say, thanks for having me. I sneezed right in your intro. Sorry.
The operator asked.
No, I appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
What she heard.
Got it. So, Alex, I want to go through this piece by piece, and I want to start with these new photos.
Somebody pointed something out to me, too, also about, like, the phone kind of sounded like, you know how, like, when you put the phone to your chest or something, like you don't want people to hear, like, when you're talking on the phone and then somebody else talking to you that's in your presence, and you put the phone, like, to your chest or, like, to muffle it, kind of like, that's what it kind of sounded like, too, also. You know, somebody pointed that shit out to
that we haven't seen before from this report. So you have these three boats that are anchored side by side, the Palm Beach, the Triton, again, that's the boat that we believe Nolan arrived on, and a third boat labeled Boat 3. Now, here's the thing. The report itself says that these labels are source annotations, not the actual registration identification.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Rewards.
Of these boats. So can we actually find out who was on which boat? Does that matter? Talk to us about that.
I mean, you could, well, if you could get the registration numbers, obviously you can get the owners. It would be difficult, I would say, to get who was on each boat, given that, you know, unless you have somebody that was on each of those boats testify to how many people they brought out there, who was there, it would take some corroboration from the people that were actually on board. There's going to be no, like, manifest or anything like that to refer to. So you're going to rely on witnesses that would say, yes, I had A, B, and C on my boat and X, Y, and Z on my boat, and this is who came out with us, and this is who...
Good morning. Shout out to Louisiana. Shout out to the whole boot, man. Shout out to the whole Louisiana. What? Salute, Helen.
Left with us, but that's through investigation. The investigators would have to figure that out.
And Alex, I want you to take a look at this. So the report indicates how the boats were positioned and how they moved, and they found that it appears in one photo there on the left, you can see the vessel they're calling Boat X anchored between boats 1 and 2. And then it's not present in the photo on the right.
Always funny, Philadelphia. Why you feel like that? Go on and type in the chat why you feel like that. That my boy Marcus, man. Marcus, I was wondering where you was at, making sure you all right. I hope blessings to you. I hope you've been good and your family's good. Definitely respect.
So you're kind of seeing some movement, a transition there. Why is that significant?
I mean, it's going to show, if these are boats that are in question in this investigation, one, it will show hopefully a timeline when the boats were there and sort of where they were in relation to the world, who may or may not have been on those as they relate to the case. And then a boat not being there would then give an indication, well, what time or roughly what time did that boat leave? And that will play into the timeline of the case. As far as how they're anchored or why they're positioned there, or, you know, this was I'm sure if you had a much broader photograph of that area at that time, you would probably have 100 boats anchored along that beachfront that 100. Are just jockeying for a place to get in close to the beach to enjoy the days,
Yeah,
what was going on
definitely.
there on that day on 4th of July.
Definitely.
And here's where it gets really, really specific because the report includes a shoreline photograph that's believed to have been taken at 4:50 p.m., so 19 minutes after the Triton apparently left at 4:31 p.m. And in that photo, the photo known as boat number 2, they say it's no longer in the original position. So by 4:50 p.m., at least one boat had already moved. The report notes Nolan could be in that photo at 4:50 p.m., but, could be. It's not confirmed. And I guess this would go against what we've heard so much about the reporting that the last time people saw him who were with him was 3 p.m., right? So I think that's significant.
It could be significant. Again, these are all, I think a lot of this reporting is still developing. I don't know that any of this has been rock solid confirmed that this is a definitive. I think as they're working through this investigation, they're trying to narrow it down. But again, that relies on things like pictures that have been given to investigators from the public.
Man, I told y'all, dog. I said, man, I don't care what y'all say. If I'm on the beach and I'm 45 years old, y'all. I'm at 45 years old. If I'm on the beach, I got my phone out, cuz. I don't care what y'all say. This is a moment. This ain't no regular shit. I'm from Texas. I don't stay nowhere near no beach. If I'm at the beach, man, my phone is out cause it's gonna be some pictures, bro. Y'all crazy. It's hot, swimsuits out, girls looking good. It's gonna be videos, bro. People are getting fucked up. You're crazy. It's gonna be Snapchat. Man, y'all crazy, dog.
From that day, and as they're combing through those photographs, they're trying to piece it together in a
Right.
logical or more of a concrete timeline.
big-ass
It will
party.
take some time to
Marcus,
do that.
that's
It's
a
a little bit
big-ass
difficult.
party.
You have to recognize, is that the boat?
Crazy.
There's a lot of questions. Is that same boat? Is it not the same boat? Is that him on it? Is that not him on it? They're working through that, and it's difficult because unlike TV, it's not put it up, let's enhance this, let's clean it up and run it. It doesn't work quite that smoothly, and most agencies don't really have that technology, and the technology is more for TV purposes. It's not as CSI as people would probably like it to be. So, but
See, I told y'all that work that she did with the video, dog. There's some simple shit that she did. It's some studio shit that they talking about that enhancement of that sound that lady did. Shout out to her. Hey, that it was some regular shit. You didn't have to put it through no AI machine. You ain't have to do nothing but old school Pro Tools. That's what the program is called. Old school Pro Tools. Put that shit through there and mix and master the shit.
that's part of the investigation.
Let me ask you, just generally speaking, before we go to the timeline, how much does law enforcement rely on a United
hey.
Cajun Navy report?
Hey, I don't even care if Jimmy. I don't give a fuck if my phone is not waterproof or not. Most iPhones are waterproof. You get what I'm saying? So if you got to drown that hoe for it to, but I'm just saying, dog, I'm not going nowhere without my phone, Jimmy. I don't give a funk where I go, bro. I'm not going nowhere with it, bro. Especially if I'm out of town somewhere, bro. If I'm out of town, bro, I'm not going to the trash can without my phone, bro. I'm just not gonna do it, dog.
I mean, I don't know how much they in that area would rely on it. The Cajun Navy, to the best of my recollection, really sort of came about from Hurricane Katrina, which was a bunch of well-meaning citizens that had means and the ability to get boats out and help people. And I think that's great. Volunteer groups are good to work with. I think that's part of it. I don't know that it will be the key piece of evidence or the linchpin that holds it all together, but it's more information, and all you can ask for in an investigation is to get as much information that is true and factual together to basically build your investigation.
And here is where the Navy's report identifies the core problem. Because according to the report, the last independently corroborated sighting of Nolan occurred between 3:23 p.m. and 4:27 p.m. So that's a window of just over an hour, and there has been no information yet to fill what is a gap here. So, Alex, based on your experience.
So basically, the police timeline. This is the police timeline. They saying that yeah, y'all got a good story and that shit worked out, the boat tow and all that shit. That all that may be correct or whatever, but it's an hour missing. It's a whole hour missing, y'all. Double tap the screen. Let's get these likes up. Make these likes you know, make these likes match these views, man. For real, cause we definitely getting major views over here. Shout out to y'all. Man, hit the like button if you love your mama. Hit the like button if you think they done something, some foul play. Hit the like button if you don't think it's no foul play. We just want the truth over here. We don't care who, if it was an accident, let us know. Or let us know. Like we ain't all this hiding shit. What are you, you know? So anyway, back to the matter at hand. It's an hour missing. Salute. I don't know how to say that. Salute, Vanity. We gonna call you Vanity. Uh, yeah, it's an hour missing, you know. And this is the police saying this. This ain't no. But the TikToker was saying this way before the police said this. Ain't that funny? They telling us not to listen to the TikTokers, but the TikTokers told us this 3 weeks ago. Now the whoever these is, the police is saying this now. Ain't that funny, y'all? They don't want us on here, but they using the shit that man, they got that shit from that lady, man. They know they stole that and police got that shit from that lady. And she been said that cause she been made a it's a white lady called I think her name is called a TikTok lawyer or something like that or some shit like that. And she been created a timeline and she been said it was an hour missing, cuz. She said, bro, it's an hour missing 3 weeks ago. Now the police, good morning, breadwinner. Good morning, breadwinner. Hope everything is good with you. Yeah, so it was an hour missing. So now, this is why I came to Law and Crime first. I come to the people that's not going to slander people. They not biased. They going to put what's on the board about the law. Man, the police saying it's an hour missing. Somebody going to have to clean up this hour, dog. You know, somebody going to have to clean up this
Investigating
hour.
cases like that, what could have happened during that window? How do you investigate kind of essentially a missing hour
I ain't
with, as
get
right
shit from
now,
Tika.
no
I'm
public
going
witnesses, right?
straight
We
to
don't know what law enforcement knows. We don't know
I'm
who
going
they've
to the
interviewed.
sources, man.
But there seems to be this gap. And at one point, you're talking about a barrier island. It is isolated. It's 10 miles off the coast. But at the same time,
and you talking about not having your phone. You think I'm going there, right there, without my phone? I don't give a fuck if that whole work or not. I know that motherfucker can dial 911. I don't give a damn what type of service you got. That motherfucker can dial 911. I'm not. You think I'm going there? This 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 big ass uh island full of nothing without my phone? Man, this shit make me sick just looking at it. Like just like I'm gonna be like, dog, nah, dog. I don't think I want to go over there. Why we can't just party on the coast? You know, where all the motels and shit is, where the normal people is, cuz. I don't want to go chill over there. See, I'm telling y'all, them people might have wanted to go chill over there because they was trying to do something they wasn't supposed to be doing. Cause why the fuck would I just want to go there, bro? It's no cameras. It's no nothing. It's no nothing over there, bro. You don't see shit. I don't want to go there, dog. What's there? And they say they don't even got no cameras on this bitch, bro. I see why, cause ain't nothing. Shit. Yeah.
it's not just a tiny, tiny island. It's a rather larger island. You have a lot of boats there, a lot of people, and you have this
Good on
window
that
of time.
shit. That shit
What should we be
scares
thinking
me.
about? How do you
Fuck
investigate?
that.
I never want to lead you down a path that I never went down myself.
It's actually really easy and really affordable to get your clothing brand started
not
and make
around
waves
no
within the
water,
space
dog.
without even having.
Not around the water.
I think we need to be careful for all of the online sleuths out there that, you know, the information that is currently available to the public may not be as much as is available to the current investigators.
They
You know,
know
those
the
that
4th
are
of
coming
July
on,
was gonna
you know,
be
doing
crowded.
shows like this
Definitely,
and doing
Jimmy.
other things are operating under what they know.
Definitely,
That's not
Jimmy.
necessarily the same thing as what investigators know. And investigators are not always obligated,
Right.
nor should they always want to. You know, we talk a lot about transparency,
Whole
but
hour
when you're
missing,
conducting
man.
an investigation, sometimes
The
you have
whole
to
hour
hold back
missing,
information so that you're not leading other possible witnesses into conclusions. And so we don't know that that window is smaller or larger as of this point from the investigator side. But what investigators would do is continue to run down people that were there that day, schedule interviews, lock people into stories, and try and get as much down to that as they can. But the reality is that there may just be a gap there where you have 100 people are at a, for lack of a better term, a large party. Who's really paying attention to one individual person and sort of watching them when, you know, he's doing whatever he was doing? You're not necessarily tracking all those people on a one-on-one basis.
If I'm going out on the boat,
And
I'm asking
it should be also noted when this
safety.
report was
Man,
completed,
listen, dog.
the
Listen, dog. If I'm going out on the boat, I told my girl we go out there. I don't want to drive. She like, you gonna drive? Nigga, I'm not driving that motherfucker. Nigga, I ain't been on that. I'll go on it with you, me and you, but we got to have a driver. I'm not. I don't know shit about no motherfucking boat driving no boat over them ways. If the water is too coming in, man, I don't know shit about that. I'm gonna leave that shit to somebody who can do it. But I will definitely go, but not like that, dog. I don't want to be around a lot of drunken people like that, dog. I just don't. Anything could happen, dog. It's just like being in car. Just imagine all those boats or cars, dog. Just think about it that way, fool. All those boats or cars with a whole bunch of drunk people, bro. I don't like to be around shit like that, dog, because shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I heard some shit also. See, it's some shit that they could be investigating. Remember I kept saying about the alcohol, fool. Man, they got stole cameras. They got stole cameras, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of shit that they could be investigating. Who bought the alcohol? Y'all don't want to know. It's like y'all say these young kids drinking and because they white, y'all just skip over that shit. Like, just skip over it. Like, bro, they're not supposed to be drinking, cuz. The person who bought them alcohol should be in trouble, cuz. Cuz it could have, that's the reason it could have caused whatever happened, cuz. So this is why I'm kind of swearing that they protecting the only person that was 21 with them, allegedly, was Bart. I'm telling y'all, dog. They could be hiding this little small thing because of the alcohol and the drug usage, fool. And that he trying to go to the NFL. Bro, over that small thing, bro. And it could get a lot of kids wrapped up if they were there and they not saying nothing just to let these people talk because he's older and they feel like, you know, whatever reason it may be. You know what I'm saying? Listen, dog. If the outcome ain't coming up right, bro, America better understand that y'all gonna start some bullshit, dog. Them police, they need to get on their job, dog. Quit playing, fool. Because I'm telling you, I got a funny feeling about this one, dog. Y'all double tap the screen. I got a funny feeling. Something just ain't right. You know that old Keith Sweat song? Something ain't right. You know, I be watching a lot of these kind of movies with my girl and shit, dog. This is what fucks me up. Like, this some shit that my girl would try to make me watch and I fall asleep on it. But, I'll come back and watch it. But I'm saying, I'm telling you, dog, this some movie type shit, dog. It's some movie type shit, and the cover up it ain't covering, man. They need a bigger blanket. They trying to sue us because of our opinions about the case, fool. This is our opinion, bro. It's a free speech, bro. We earned the right. This is America. So they gonna throw their money around and try to tell people that. Now listen to me what I'm saying, y'all. this is respectfully, to the people that threaten that judge, you deserve to be in jail. The black person that threatened that judge, and this is coming from a two-time felon. I hate the police. Listen, you threaten that judge, you deserve to be in jail, lady, or whoever y'all is. I'm just being honest, bro. You threaten that judge, you should be in jail. But it's a lot of other people that should be in jail too, fool. Because every day that woman talking about threats and shit, and she not worried about that. No matter what it is, she ain't letting that stop her. She going through with what has to be. See, I'm gonna tell y'all messed up, dog. Y'all messed up because of it's social media, and y'all messed up because y'all played with somebody who got a little bit of money, and they got some good people in their corner that's gonna fight, and y'all fucked up. I'm telling you, you shouldn't have to hire a civil rights lawyer to defend you. You should be able to go get you a $5,000-6,000 lawyer, $5,000-6,000 lawyer to defend you on this. You shouldn't have to be going up to the $100,000-1,000,000 lawyer just because you don't trust the system and you know something is broken going on. It ain't got nothing to do with black or white. You got to deal with people you can trust. You got to deal with people you can trust, dog, and it's not looking right. And dog, we just watched yesterday a black guy, a black barber, who say he don't see nothing racist going on in Mississippi. Bro, they got movies about that shit. So I'm saying, like, we talking about documentaries. So you telling me you lived there all your life and you haven't seen none of that shit? And yesterday it was like Don Lemon was explaining to them that's because they're sitting in it. Once you sit in it so long, you accept it. You don't even know that you accepting it. You don't even realize that you accepting that shit, bro. And because you lived in it and you became to be a little bit more successful than your peers, people that look like you, so you think you made it. I told y'all that barber has a hustle, so he not gonna never be poor. A barber is a career that you can use to support all type of people. Like, so of course he gonna have the police coming through there. Of course he gonna have Nolan Wells coming through there to get a haircut. So he gonna think differently. But what about them people they can't find a job? Mississippi is the poorest place in the country. The government does not loan Mississippi no damn money for no type of programs, no type of nothing. Nothing. The last time they probably gave Mississippi some money was when it flooded. And they whined about that, So if you and the reason why I say a movie, because people don't even read. I can't tell you to read. You ain't gonna read. So go watch a documentary. Shit, if you can't read it, bro, it's plenty of documentaries, bro. I could Google it. I mean, I could put it in YouTube right now, bro. This shit be fact. He talking about he don't know because it's white kids having white people having sex with black kids. Boy, don't you realize, boy, in the slavery days, boy, the slave owner always cheated on his wife and snaked the sexy black chocolate slave through the back door. Boy, they did it all the time. That's how I know people don't be reading. That guy that was on that show, bro, you don't read. How the hell can you live there and you don't see that shit? And how the hell can you live there? You may be successful now. Get up out of there, bro. I promise you're going to be more successful. They not going to never let you be more successful than them there, bro.
The investigation by law enforcement is still continuing, so things could change, right? And so this Navy report also notes something that's very important that I want to mention here. So they couldn't establish a, quote, continuous, independently corroborated chain from Nolan's last known sighting through 4:31 p.m. Is that unusual?
Yeah, that's not unusual. I mean, if you could imagine yourself at any large gathering, if you were plucked out of the crowd and then asked, could you tell me where the lady in the red dress that you see right here was at through the night? If you weren't particularly paying attention to that person, how would you know that? And so they're trying to take everybody's account. And then time is a funny thing, because if you're at an event like this or you're at a party, how often are you like, unless you have someplace to be, are you always tracking your time? So that's not necessarily the easiest thing to nail down to a minute by minute account of any one thing. In this case, you're dealing with a lot of kids. They're doing whatever they're doing and having a good time. I don't know how much they're paying attention if they're otherwise distracted. So it's difficult. It is. By the investigators are certainly climbing an uphill battle, especially under the scrutiny and the public attention that it's gotten. That everybody wants answers, and they do too. But it takes time to try and.
But how do you disappear? I'm not gonna say, breadwinner. If you my homie, I'm not gonna say where breadwinner at, man. What happened to breadwinner, bro? What you mean? What happened to breadwinner? She's supposed to be with us. What happened to her? What? Hey, don't y'all know? Hey, I was thinking this too. What if this situation was a woman? Hey, boy, it'll be really, really shook up. If this situation was not a man and a woman, boy, it would be shook the hell up about her just disappearing from her friends. I'm like, bro, what you mean? Nigga, where's Nolan at? Where's Self-Made? What do you mean, nigga? I'm looking for y'all. What do you mean? I want to have a good time with y'all, man. You just don't disappear, guys.
Figure that part of it out.
I want to circle back to something that I mentioned earlier. So, according to the report, there was a woman on the island named Caitlin Burchard, who apparently snapped a picture of the vessels and reported that Nolan was nowhere in sight when her group left the island at 7:30 p.m. That's the screenshot of her statement above the picture.
Bro, it's not like, bro, we're in the mall, bro. It's not like we're in the mall or something, dog. We're on some place secluded, fool, and a motherfucker just disappear? Just disappear, dog. Y'all not understand. These are my friends. This is my homie. Man, I'm trying to take pictures with her. We trying to do the mush faces in the camera. You know that. Man, hell nah, dog. I'm not buying that, bro. Where's Self-Made, man? Where's Breadwinner at, man? Where the hell is Jimmy at? Nah, what you mean? Bro, these are my friends, bro. It's just, I'm not, come on, cuz. Come on, dog. Like, nah,
Picture.
dog.
So, Alex, let's talk about this for a second. 3 hours, apparently after the friends had left, according to this witness, Nolan could have already been gone from the area. This is, I think, significant. This is significant. I think that 7:30 p.m. timeline, because a big conversation is, how did no one see what happened? And even if it was accidental or, what the situation may be.
Listen, Adolski, man, we taking pictures, nigga. That's what us. I don't know about I can't say what the Caucasian or Spanish do. Bro, at events, we got our cameras out, bro. We got our cameras out at Pee-wee football games, our kids' Pee-wee football games, bro. I'm not trying to hear that shit, dog. We got our phones out. It don't matter, bro. These are memories and moments, bro. This is not an everyday moment of fun, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, no, we got.
How does that factor into the timeline? How does that factor into the analysis? Because it's one thing to say the last time we all saw him or were with him, like, was in the afternoon, and now you hear this account about 7:30.
I'm not getting on no seeking boat
You think
either.
this is fundraising?
88
Nah.
This
This
some
is
bullshit.
game-changing,
No one cares.
dream
Well,
building,
88
confidence
get your
boosting.
bitch ass
This
up
is
outta
for
here.
mighty schools.
What are you over here for?
The last known person, the last witness
I
who's
don't
saying that they snapped this photo. No.
Why are you over here, dog? You over here to suck on my piece? Is that what you want to do? I don't like that. I got somebody in the back room for that. And she's a woman. You know, is that what you over here for? Is that what you over here for? You using your ADHD this morning? Is that what you want? Next chapter, you dick sucker. Tell her whole ass up out
nowhere to be seen. That just tells you, okay, well, if he's nowhere at 7:30, that's sort of your end point, right? Because then if nobody saw him beyond, whatever, it was 3:30, 4:30, now 7:30, so there's your window. So now you've got this window of time that now you've got to start working it from both ends and can we collapse that window to a smaller window and maybe get a better idea of when exactly or whereabouts he was when he went missing? And then was there any series of events that took place at that time?
Shout out to you, Furley. I'm not even using race. I'm just using a woman, period, bro. If it was a woman, because you got to definitely question if they did something that some sexual misconduct shit with her. I just think if it was any color woman, it would be different. The pressure would be on their ass, bro. Excuse my language out this morning. Yeah. Oh, I think the police will be a little bit more because it's a woman, as they should. I mean, I don't think I think it should be the same for everybody. It's justice for all. You know, this shit is sick, dog. We talking about organs missing. We talking about we still not knowing what happened to this kid. Y'all saying heavily alcohol. Where are the tests for this shit? That's just some report shit. Y'all not. I thought they can test your blood and find what was in your bloodstream if you overdose or if you. Man, listen, dog. I pray to God that y'all didn't give his kids no drugs, fool, and he overdosed, dog. I just listen. I'm gonna explain to y'all why I'm thinking this. Let me turn this camera around real fast. When you sniff cocaine, I never snorted drugs before. We just used to sell the shit. We was taught that shit was made for flipping and not tripping off of. Get you some money off of it. Never use it. It'll fuck your life up. So I chose never to use it. When you snort cocaine, it goes through your nose, right? And it goes down your throat. I'm just giving theories, dog. I'm just thinking. I hope the child didn't get them boy no bad drugs, boy. Some shit tampered with some Fetty Wap or something. When you snort, again, people, when you snort cocaine, it goes through your nose, down your nasal passage. Have you ever seen the cocaine? Sniffing and snouting. Yes. I just pray that y'all didn't do that shit. Or somebody you know did that shit. You know? It's a lot of scenarios, cuz. Somebody bought them people some alcohol that you wasn't supposed to. Salute, man. Salute, Mr. Mayor. Somebody bought them people some alcohol you wasn't supposed to, bro. You're not supposed to be drunk, period. Why the fuck would I want to be 18 and drunk on a boat with you? No. I'm not. No. Listen. Would you want to be 18 and drunk riding in a car with somebody? So you telling me you gonna jump in a Ferrari with a drunk 18-year-old? Why the fuck would I jump on a boat? You're stupid. Bro, that is a vehicle that moves rapidly. The water makes it 10 times worse than the car. Nigga, I'm not going nowhere with you drunk. Period, nigga. I don't want to ride with you drunk in no car. It don't make sense, bro. Come on, y'all got it, man. Ain't nobody riding around with no drunk people, fool. That shit's stupid. I'm not doing that. You know, I'm just not gonna do it, guys.
Time that would indicate what possibly happened. The reality is too that I know that there's some questions about autopsies and the two autopsies being done. I know one is right now saying there's no confirmed cause of death, but let's say for argument's sake, let's say it was a drowning. Unlike TV,
Yeah, they not
drownings aren't
addressing
always
that
this
underage
huge
shit,
event
bro.
where somebody's screaming, help,
Bro.
help, help. Sometimes a drowning victim will just slips away and nobody notices it.
Hey,
Can you clarify that for a minute? Because
hey,
in situations like this,
just because
you're dealing
you
with a
say you
very
wouldn't
specific
doesn't
environment, and there's a
mean-
back and forth
Man,
right
I'm
now
not
about
saying. Listen, man. You can use the drugs, bro. You can use the alcohol. It's your choice. These kids gonna go to parties and get fucked up. It's understandable. But how many niggas just get fucked up, go snip a line, and how many kids go snip a line and just jump in the ocean and just say they want to drown themselves? Oh, I want to kill myself, man. And just disappear. Man, I don't want to hear that shit, man. Them people get high and go to they don't disappear, man. They keep partying. They don't get high and just disappear. Dog, you don't just get high and just jump into the middle of the ocean. I'm the king of the world. Where's Nolan? Come on, double tap the screen for me, my nigga, if I'm keeping it funky with y'all, dog. Double tap the screen, dog. Like, come on, my nigga. Everybody done use drugs, bro. They're using drugs. Come on, dog. That's not a big thing. You know how many people probably had a joint out there or a blunt or a backwood or something? Come on now, cuz. They was smoking like a broke stove out there, man. Not to mention the ice, bro. Drugs and drinking is a part of partying, dog. That doesn't make you want to just disappear. I got so high at the party, I just disappeared. Come on, son. Dog, you just don't get that high. I done seen people probably get high, get a little spooky. You know what I'm talking about? But they don't disappear. I done seen people get high and overdose. They don't disappear. Come on, man.
about whether Nolan had been drinking and to what extent. In your experience,
dog,
what do you
hey,
mean
Mo,
by
it's
that?
drugs
Like,
there,
give me
dog.
a scenario
Come on, man.
by which this could have been an accidental drowning and no one saw him and no one could have helped him. If we're talking about timelines, we're talking about events. Can you
Dog,
imagine a
it's
scenario where that
drugs
would have
there,
happened?
dog. Come on now.
About the only, I mean, a scenario that could have happened. The scenario that would come to mind, and I'm not by any means saying this is what happened, but a scenario that would be illogical to that would.
And you see how since they suing now, nobody really ever saying what they want to say no more. Since they suing, this is not what I'm saying, but this is hey, this is crazy. Nobody gets to say what they want to say no more on these stations since they suing. You can't say what you want to say. Dog, that's weird, dog. You know how many cases I cover, fool? I never seen them attack the bloggers like this, dog. Never, bro. I never seen them attack the bloggers like this, dog.
That would be, he finds himself stuck without a ride. He's a young, healthy, athletic individual. He
Most
thinks,
of us view
hey man,
things with two emotions. Most of us view things with two emotions. What does that mean? Because we want the truth and y'all lying and we hate being lied to? Yeah, I get emotion. I get a lot of emotion when a motherfucker lie to me and I just speak nothing but the truth to them. It's like your girlfriend. You a faithful ass nigga just fucking with a cheating asshole. Come on, dog. What you just gonna sit there and be like, baby, where was you at, baby? Where was you at? I thought you said. That's what type of niggas you is. You get what I'm saying? That's what type of niggas y'all are. Bro, y'all ain't no stand up niggas. Y'all the type of people that don't stand on shit. Don't stand on shit, bro. See, let me ask you, what is his name? Where you stay at? What city do you stay in? Just me asking. What city? You typing fast in the motherfucker, Brad. What city do you stay in? What state you stay in? I bet you it ain't nowhere in the South. I can tell how y'all talk when y'all don't be nowhere in this region. I told you. Nowhere in this region. Y'all don't be, so I'm gonna let you make it, cause you wouldn't understand.
Man, I'm going to have to swim for it. Gets tired,
You wouldn't
panics,
understand,
and
dog.
drowns. And he's 18 years old. I will tell you that drowning deaths and drowning victims in the United States, that's in that category, that 18 to 24 range. And people always ask, well, why is that? They're young and they're healthy, and that's even people that can swim. But it's also for those of you that can remember when you were 18 years old, you feel pretty invincible. You think, hey, I could do this. That's not that far. I can make it. And unfortunately, a lot of times that's where people get into trouble. And even a healthy, good swimmer can drown. I mean, it doesn't mean just because you can swim and you're athletic doesn't mean you're.
They say emotional. These two guys don't look like they emotional. These two guys look like they calmly talking professionals. You know, they don't want you to say nothing. They can't say nothing because they don't want no money. They gonna go for the people. They gonna sue the people who got money. That's who they gonna do. They ain't gonna just nitpick on the broke bloggers. They gonna go for the people who make the most money on this bitch. So you know these people gonna protect their money and watch what they say. This don't make sense to me, bro. It's your opinion. It's my opinion. Don't do the shit. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't be involved. How you gonna get on there and do interviews in the world of reaction videos? You're gonna get on there and do interviews and we can't react to it, give our opinions to it? Man, that's some bullshit, dog. All of a sudden, we done made our YouTube living off reaction videos. Also, this is just a special case because they got money and they can throw it around. Fuck you. Fuck you.
And you're not susceptible to getting tired and panicking.
You.
Which is one of the reasons I talked about this with Joseph Scott Morgan in our sidebar yesterday, that even if the official state autopsy comes back that this was result in drowning, you still have all the pieces of the puzzle. You still know exactly what happened. It's so complicated.
Brad, you're not going nowhere. Nobody better not block Brad. You ain't going nowhere, my guy. I respect people like you who have an opinion and at least want to explain their opinion and shit. You know, motherfuckers will just say some shit, one message just to make you mad and shit. My bad, Brad. You definitely all right over here. Yeah, but y'all gotta understand, it's emotional because these are children, dog. I get when this shit spreads through adults. See, I remember it was a point in time. We talking about the cops right now. I remember when there was a point in time where the cops were killing black men rapidly, and you know, other black people and other people in general would say, well, y'all need to quit doing this. Y'all niggas need to quit doing this, standing on the corner, quit doing this. So then as time started, as years started to progress, that shit started leaking to the women. Sandra Bland, you know, all that type of activity. Now it's, you know, now that shit done leak to the kids now. It done leak to the children now, dog. You know, and that's the problem. That's the problem I got, dog. Like, asking someone for the truth about their child, what happened, bro. This kid is in the ground. His organs and his throat is in above the ground. How does this work out? We still don't have a determinant of the kid's death. Did he drown or not? Y'all can't tell this boy mama. This boy mama done been on several interviews, state to state already. Put her child in the ground, and y'all still can't tell her why her child is died. She can't go to her mother, which is Nolan's grandma, and tell her, well, Nolan died from this. That's wrong, dog. Dog, that's wrong, wrong, wrong. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. Bro, those missing organs and those, bro, after me looking up the intel, the shit getting sold and shit, dog, like to different countries and shit, bro, it's not a good look, dog. It's not a good look, dog. You know, that shit there is like off top. She probably can sue them for millions for that shit. And people trying to make it like, oh, this is what they do. They investigate. This is what they do, bro. I never seen. Man, listen, dog. Put my baby body parts back on his body so I can put him to rest the right way. You can't keep that shit like that, dog, and just keep running tests and running tests. And how long is it gonna stay fresh? How long is it really gonna stay fresh where they can keep running tests for months? Man, listen. Man, listen. The captain is always responsible for everything, Cash. Like, the captain is always responsible for everything. That's why I told my girl, Cash, NH Cash, I told her that, nigga, I'm not driving that bitch. I'm not driving that boat, nigga. For one, I'm probably gonna have a joint or a blunt in my pocket. I'm not driving that boat, cuz. You can keep that. I'm not driving that boat. We gonna get somebody who has a license correctly to drive this bitch, and we gonna sit and be players. I'm not driving that boat, dog. I'm just not. That's something I ain't never did. I don't think I should be doing. Now, I'll stick to a jet ski or something, but that boat, I'm not. And it's still dangerous on them jet skis, bro. That shit is not nothing to play with. You hit, if that water is rough and you on them jet skis playing, you hit that wave the wrong way, your bitch ass is gonna fly up out that hole. I'm telling you. Like, I just don't think I'm not driving that boat, baby. We can go, but we gonna get somebody who know what they doing. What if this bitch break down in the middle? I don't even know the rules and guidelines on what I do. If this bitch just break down and we in the middle of the, what am I supposed to do? What? Nah, I'm not doing it. I don't have no license for that shit, but we can go. But nigga, I'm not being in control of it. I don't want to be in control if something happens, bro. Not at all, dog.
And look, by the way, going back to that young lady's report, her statement, the Navy's report notes that that statement is potentially useful as a negative observation. They still have to corroborate. They still have to verify it. And Alex, I want to look at something else that has been getting a lot of buzz. We've been building towards this. I want to go to the distress call. Okay, so the one where
Man, listen, that distress call, that nigga Bart told him to shut the fuck up. Y'all know what y'all heard on that distress call. You didn't hear that on the call, the first call. You didn't hear that Bart saying shut the fuck up until they edited the call, fool. I ain't talking about edited with no AI. We talking about the lady put it through the studio software and enhanced everything that was in the background. Bart told their ass to shut the fuck up.
These young people said the boat was
Base 44 super agents. The next thing you
y'all
can't
know
live
what
without.
y'all heard. Now,
Clearing
I
up your
don't care
emails.
what, dog.
Scheduling meetings.
That's another thing.
was sinking.
Dog. That audio, dog. That audio, fool. Y'all know what y'all heard. You know you heard some convulsions in the background like somebody was gasping for air. Y'all heard that shit, dog. I wouldn't have put that shit out if it wasn't real, dog. Dog, that is real, fool. Them people yelling in the background, he's dead. Oh my fucking God, he's dead. Man, y'all heard that shit, dog.
That audio, very important because it's been a key part of the Friends story. They say the boat was taking on water. That's why they had to leave. The Navy's report says there's no evidence to confirm.
Man, listen, people is saying it's Katie in the background. People saying it's Katie in the background. This is why we saying it's a ring of liars. It's a ring of liars, man. It's a ring of liars. It's a ring of liars, dog. It's a ring of liars, fool. They all lying for each other because they want that boy to go to the NFL, bro. Y'all got to understand. Y'all thinking that buying, okay, it is a small thing, bro. You buying some alcohol for some kids is a small thing. To the NFL combine, boy, it's big. It's thousands of kids watching these process of NFL and trying to get here. Cause if you get found out you gave them people some alcohol, bro, you might not be able to make it to the league, cuz. You might not be able to make it to the league, y'all. Y'all can just listen to what I'm saying, dog. Just listen to me, fool. I will not lie to y'all, dog. You might not make it to the league, cuz. Once again, what is that name up there on the screen? And this is not to slander, this is for educational purposes. I love sports. I love football. Definitely college football. Man, this guy's the top 5 punter in all of college right now. Guaranteed a spot in the NFL with no sweat. Cause you've one wrong move with the state or you being a witness or anything, bro. The NFL is 90% of the time gonna tell you you ain't gonna be able to make the combine. Come back when they done with the investigation of you. When it's all wrapped up, come back. By that time, it could be that nigga they don't need you no more. It happens, bro. Once you get in trouble, they feel like, nigga, man, listen. I'm targeting Bart as far as the alcohol, fool. Boy 21 already, cuz. He can drink. He can buy it. Gonna get our 21-year-old buddy to get us some liquor. Bro, come on, man. Cause I'm steady sitting here. What are you trying to protect? If it was an accident, y'all, Miss William Lunch, if it was an accident, tell the people that. Tell the people that. So I'm sitting here trying to play devil's advocate. What would be the reason that you would not want to tell them it's an accident if you didn't do nothing? Boy, did you buy them people some liquor? Or was it some drugs on the boat that y'all provided or something? What is the reason? Man, that's got to be the reason. It doesn't make sense, y'all. If an accident and you didn't do nothing, you tell the people that. You tell them that. Bitch, I ain't involved in that, bitch. That nigga flipped off the boat. He was getting fucked up, drinking too much tequila. I told him to slow down on the Don Julio, Nolan. That nigga wouldn't listen. Bart made a rough turn and Nolan flipped off the boat. Okay. That happened. Tell him. All this disappearing act like David Copperfield. Man, a nigga is not buying that, cuz. Like, y'all gotta come on, man. We're not buying that.
When that happened. And also significant, the MDMR report, that's the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, notes that at 4:31, the boat moved at 0.6 to 4.2 knots for nearly an hour before resuming normal operation at 5:25 p.m. So,
what
again,
if Bart didn't do nothing? What if Bart didn't do shit? Bart could be one of the ones who didn't do shit. But his career go out the window for his friends. Some younger ones at that.
And we've seen a lot. We've seen video that's come out where it looks like they're getting help and you don't see Nolan on board. There's been back and forth about the audio call. What do you hear in the background? If a boat were really taking on water, what evidence should exist? How does the speed of the boat affect your analysis of this? What should we be thinking about?
Well, I mean, obviously, why is the boat taking on water and otherwise a boat in good working order taking on water? And it could be, some logical ones would be damage to the hull would be one way for a boat to take on water. A failed through fitting, which is pulling water into the boat or pushing water out of the boat, i.e. from a bilge pump or something like that. Even though they're normally above the water line, if you're weighted down with a bunch of people, it could be the tow eye got mangled. There's a number of things that could cause a boat to take on water. The speed would then indicate, sometimes most boats, if you have power and you are making forward momentum that's forcing the water to the back of the boat, which allows it to run out of, via gravity, out of like scuppers. So you're better to keep moving to keep that water pouring out the back than to stop and allow water to then overtake the boat itself. And that would also be an indicator of this.
But they were said, like, I don't know shit about no boats, really. They said something about, like, a boat got something that's like a parking brake. And they said the boat, the damn engine got fucked up because he was doing 40 with the parking brake on. People said he was trying to go fast. Well, he said that. He was trying to go fast, going 40 miles, basically with the boat parking brake down. When people steady asking him, what was your rush? And you've been on this, you said you're a connoisseur of these boats and you've been on this water all your life and all this shit. What would make you drive the boat with the brake parked like that? Hey, that's what they said. That's what they said.
The speed, possibly, that they weren't able to go much faster. It could be a number of things could cause that. And we see it a lot. We have boats come in saying, hey, I'm taking on water. You know, they want to blow through a speed zone because they know if they slow down, it's going to overcome their bilge pumps. And so they want to stay on power till they get back to their dock, to their boat lift, or they get to someplace where they can push it up on a beach so that they're not having to salvage the boat later and deal with that.
But the boat never sunk, though, bro. They said they know for sure that the boat was out on dock after that. Went back out on the water after this. They say they know for a fact that the boat went out after this. The boat was never sinking. Whatever they did, this motherfucker, man, I'm telling y'all, dog.
That way.
I want to get your opinion on one thing before we...
A sinking boat, what they gonna do? I don't know about boats, dog. Do they patch it up and put a patch on it and put it back out there like a tire? I hope not. If they do, I'm definitely not getting on none of them hoes. You think about it, y'all just got out there around one, you gonna leave. He said you gonna leave at 3 hours of fun on 4th of July. Stop it, man. Yeah, man. I agree with all y'all, man. Y'all don't understand how everybody's entitled to their opinion. I agree with all y'all shit. This is what we here for, my nigga. We all want answers. We want answers. Did they do it or didn't they do it? That's all.
Before we wrap up on this. So the Navy report identifies 5 specific problems here that still need to be resolved. According to the report, investigators need to 1, authenticate the last independently corroborated sighting of Nolan, the exact time, location, source, media. 2, authenticate the 3:23 and 4:27 media. Determine whether those times are event times, post times, screen recording times. 3, identify boat X, determine when it left the configuration, where it went, who was on board. 4, authenticate the 4:31 departure using primary electronic data, not just recollection. And 5, create a complete occupant by occupant.
When you say we just race hustling, man, we know you watch that nigga. Hey, I gotta block you for that. When you say that race hustling come from race Batum Tatum. I know you watch him, so you don't need to be over here with us. We don't watch race Batum Tatum. I'm sorry. We don't even react to nothing
Vessel roster and compare each person's statement against the visual record. And the Navy's report says that until these 5 points are resolved,
how do you hustle for race? Don't use my aspect. Y'all just race hustling. Nigga, you niggas wouldn't even know what hustling is. Say use something else, another formula or something. Y'all motherfucking lame ass, silver spoon ass motherfucking football, one of NFL star motherfuckers. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about a hustling. Like, Tatum couldn't even hustle on the play. That's why he didn't even make the NFL. Like, come on, man.
Narrative claiming certainty about Nolan, what he was doing, his movements, quote, exceeds what the supplied evidence can support. Talk to me about what you think about that. If we're ever going to really be, how you even go about resolving those 5 points of potential uncertainty.
Crazy,
and I'm hoping law enforcement is doing it.
Man,
well, I mean, I think those are all valid points. I certainly don't think it's anything that the law enforcement investigators aren't already attempting to do. And while I appreciate the input, and as an investigator, I would appreciate the input from the Cajun Navy or somebody who has experience in that, I could assure you that investigators are working on all of those things, to include looking at GPS data from GPS units on the boats, trying to get specific times off of both electronically and witness account and see how much they match up, and are working towards all of those things.
Nigga said race hustling. How the fuck do you race hustle? That shit is crazy.
Most people have
Yeah,
no
y'all
idea
just
they can
race
get
hustling.
ready to post content the minute they
Man,
step
that
on
nigga was the
influencer
first one that said
So I
that
opened the Made
dumbass
for
shit. So
A
I know,
look at this photo before we go to
that that's
a
your
Nolan.
favorite artist. So you don't need to be over here. Go to Brandon Tatum's inbox. Tell him to run a live stream, man. Hey, we ain't race hustling. How do you hustle for the race? Man, shut the fuck up, man.
Nolan Wells bombshell
That shit's
report
crazy,
tonight.
dog.
Does it reveal
Race hustling?
new witnesses? And because of the new
Man.
timeline report, is there a timeline shift in what happened the afternoon and evening? Nolan Wells seemingly disappears. His body found washed up at Horn Island. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. What is in that autopsy?
Now I really want to see the other autopsy to see, is there trauma to the body? Is there something that happened?
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
I have no doubt that what we're listening to and what she did is credible.
Not only has the timeline been analyzed by the Cajun Navy, the U.S. Cajun Navy, based on all sorts of statistical data, new photos are emerging. Take a look at this photo before we go to the Cajun Navy.
Man, let's get these likes up. Can I get 40? Can I get 40 more people to hit the like button? Can I get 40 more people? 40 more, you beautiful people, to hit the like button, man. Hit the like button even if you don't like me. Just hit the like button, man.
Navy. Look at this. Check out what you're seeing. Look at all the boats surrounding where Nolan was. Leave up the photo out to Caitlin Becker, senior national correspondent, New York Post, star of New York Postcast, their new podcast. Caitlin, what are we seeing?
Well, what we're seeing here comes from this new report from the United Cajun Navy, and you're seeing several boats strung together. This is one of the first images that we've seen of this certain configuration of boat there. They're all identified, one of which was the boat that Nolan came out there on. There's several others kind of anchored with it and tied up, which begs the question of where was Nolan when this photo was taken? Because it's unclear if he's actually in it. What time was this photo actually taken? So what you're seeing here is, as you said, a potential pool of witnesses.
Hey, Caitlin, look at...
Well, audio is terrible, my nigga.
This. There's boat number 1. There's boat X. There's boat number 2. There's boat number 3. And there's a boat from which the photo is taken. Now, look in the water. There much has been made. Nolan Wells was drinking. Okay. Well, apparently everybody was. They all have containers, open containers in the water. Okay. As far as I know, that's not a felony. Boat number 1, full of people. Boat X, full of people. Boat number 2, full of people. Boat number 3, full of people. People on the boat from which the photo was taken. Some of these boats tied together. You know what that means in my world, Caitlin Becker, joining us from the New York Post? Let me see, Caitlin, please. That means witnesses. See, when I look at that, I see witnesses. Other people say...
I keep trying to tell y'all that now. I'm not trying to hear that. Bro, nigga, you jump out after the club out, people walking out the club, and you pop somebody, man. You got 200 or 300 people saw you do this shit, dog. 200 or 300 people saw you do this shit. And this ain't at no nighttime, motherfucker. This is in the day. Man, no.
People say, hey, there's people having a good time. I see witnesses. You see all those people?
And a lot of them.
Who were they? Have they been spoken to? Have they been polygraphed? What can they tell me?
That is the question, right? We don't know from an investigative standpoint who has been spoken to, exactly who is in this photo, and what they have or haven't told law enforcement. There hasn't been really any transparency there. But from what our reporting has showed, there have been dozens of people who have spoken to law enforcement.
That is not my audio, dog. That I make sure that my audio is crisp and clean when I come up on here. Her audio is fucking terrible, bro. I cannot stand that. You got to be professional, and y'all rich as fuck. Girl, you got that expensive ass microphone, man. You got the microphone I want, man. What the hell is going on with y'all shit?
Law enforcement as witnesses, but Nancy, we don't know if it's any of these people that you.
Hey y'all, let me get 20 more of y'all to hit the like button. Let's get it to 100, man. Let's get it to 100, man. And I'm here. I'm here for y'all, man. I'm here. I'm here for y'all, dog. Let's get 20 more people. Do that for me, man. This some free shit. Some free shit. Double tap the screen right where that finger is tapping at. Where that finger is tapping at, just pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. You know, let's do that.
That you're seeing in this little cove area right here. And the timing, I think, is really important because these images are taken right around, I think the timeline's about 3:30-ish, 4:30-ish, when the boat that Nolan came out there on leaves and starts taking on water. That's one of the pegs for the timeline. When these photos were actually taken,
bro,
that is a peg for a time.
I'm just, man, dog. Where's Nolan? Man, I know y'all gonna be looking for the star athlete. Man, come on, man. Or y'all gonna just have your phones out looking for that sexy, young tender with that in that nice swimsuit. Man, y'all are crazy. Well, that's what we do when we go to beaches, Black Beach Weekend or something. We out there taking pictures with the sexy fit. Bro, there is no way, Jose. No way, Jose. Bro. My phone, that's some dope shit though. We got boats tied up, bro. They partying. Man, that's some dope ass shit to see. Man, I don't care what y'all say, man. My phone is out, dog.
Timeline, but what we don't know is where Nolan is. There he is. You can see that image right there. What we don't know is where Nolan was when that first image that we saw with all of those boats kind of tied together when that was taken.
You are seeing a photo obtained by our friends at the United Cajun Navy. And speaking of the United Cajun Navy, joining me now is Brian Trasher, Vice President, United Cajun Navy. And for all of you attacking the United Cajun Navy, let's see that aerial footage they provided us. This is from the Cajun Navy describing their search, their aerial search.
The U.S.
They
was built on
spotted
corruption. Definitely.
Nolan Wells's body.
Definitely.
They have been integral in the search for Nolan Wells and helping elucidate the facts as we know them.
You know that e-commerce business that's been living in your head for months? Wix Harmony is how you actually make it happen. So to show you this, I'm building a fragrance brand. I just type what I want and hit generate.
Brace yourself, Trasher. Everybody else is getting death threats. You might as well join the party. To you, Brian Trasher, the United Cajun Navy has come up with a timeline. Now, did I hear Caitlin Becker from the New York Post correctly that photo where the boats are named Boat 1, Boat 2, Boat 3, and Boat X, is that from you guys, the United Cajun Navy?
First of all, I want to thank you for calling this report what it is, and it's a timeline. And some people have called it an investigative report, and that's not accurate because, as you know, we're not investigators. And what we did, Nancy, was we asked our followers, say, hey, if anybody was there that day, you have pictures, videos, whatever, send it to us just so we can go through it, see if there's anything relevant. We took all that information and compiled it into just one digestible report of things we thought were relevant and could be helpful. Maybe they're not. Maybe law enforcement's already seen all this and it's nothing new to them. But we just wanted to be transparent about what we received. So going back to your question, the pictures that we received, we did not, as an organization, take any of these photographs. These are all images that we received from people who were trying to help us out and trying to help Nolan's family out.
So you asked the public for help, and you got it. You got a treasure trove of photos, and I find this one significant. Guys, we've got an all-star panel, and I would like the all-star panel to look at their screens because I've talked about this before, Brian Trasher, and I'm frankly fed up with attacks on the United Cajun Navy. They're doing something, which is more than all of the haters can say. They're doing something. They have amassed evidence. They have created a timeline to the best of their ability. They have shared it with us, unlike the autopsy that is complete is being kept secret from us. That said, they're helping. Why trash them? That's, I'm not a shrink. I can't answer that. Let's look at this photo and determine what, if anything, we can discern. Brian, you and I have talked many, many times, and I told you about a serial killer I finally convicted on one case. The jury convicted him. And I proved a lot because of one earring I found in a particular location. The victim was wearing an earring, and the other earring had been sliced out of her ear, and I found it somewhere else, and I learned a lot because of where it was. Now, don't even bother to tell me that this photo that you have produced is not probative of something. The cluster of boats. Number one, I see a lot of witnesses. Trasher, do we know what time this photo was taken?
We don't know definitively times on all these because even though they're time stamped, it could be a time when it was screenshotted, stamped, not necessarily the original photograph. So we were very careful to denote that in our report that we can't verify timelines. Although based on shadows and positions and things like that, we can determine that some of these, as noted, are taken in the late afternoon. One of the things I thought was interesting about some of these photos we got, Nancy, was that a lot of the photos we had seen before were people like in waist deep water. Well, some of the photos we provided show people up, water up to their chest, almost to their neck. And that's not really wading. That's treading water, in my opinion. And that I thought might have been significant to know that many people were, perhaps enjoying some libations, but also in water that might have been a little too deep just to be playing in.
Good point. You also said something else really smart. And I certainly do not want to rely on this, but sometimes you have to, you take the evidence as you find it and you make the most of what you've got. You said you could tell this was late in the afternoon because of the shadowing. I wonder if the tide could tell me anything because how high up the water is. But these people holding drinks, they're not treading water, Trasher. They're standing there. These people are not treading water, and the water is up to their armpits. Is that the photo you're talking about as to where you think some of them are treading water, or are there other photos?
The photo at the top, you're right. It's about up to their armpit. I think they're...
Listen, dog, y'all better stop playing with Nancy, dog. Y'all better stop playing with that old lady, dog. Fancy Nancy.
I think there was one later in the report that showed some of the kids. This was a screenshot of a social media post, and there's 3 boats visible.
She's just the equivalency of having Ben Crump. She's the white version of not meaning like not trying to say I'm trying to say as like their work history. Meaning that they dealing with a lot of cases in their lifetime. These people been lawyers, been in law for like 30, 40, almost 50 years, dog. She say she tried a case and she got a nigga off by the size of his earrings. Hey, she's a bad mama jamma, man. Even though I really don't like her because you can't trust her. But right now, I'm liking this feisty, it's giving off Judge Judy vibes, kind of like a Judge Judy or something like.
One fourth boat further in the distance, but a lot of kids on one boat. I say kids, young people on one boat, some on the boat, some in the water. And some of them, it looks, maybe up to the armpit, but some of them, depending on their own height, it looks like it's, I could see a girl holding something in her hand and the water looks to be pretty close to her neck. So that's pretty far out. Now, we've said several times that Horn Island has a very aggressive slope. So you can be in shallow water and deep water within just a few steps. And once you get into that deep water, you're not as able.
Look at this shit, dog. Bro. What the fuck are we talking about? Y'all talking about y'all want to go there? Bitch, I don't want to back. I don't want to go. No, I don't care how many of us is here, bro. I don't want to go there, fool. I just don't, dog. Like if, bro, I don't want to go there, bro. Look at this shit. This shit just look like something. This shit look like something that Epstein would buy. Hey, this shit look like something that Epstein would buy. Epstein Island. Like this some shit he would build his house on. Like some shit like that, dog. I'm good.
Able to keep your feet on the
I'm
ground if a
good.
current comes and pulls you, or God forbid, a riptide comes and drags you. So that's why we thought it was significant to know that they were socializing in fairly deep water.
Can we go back to the main
Like-
photo where the boats are numbered one, two?
One thing about me I don't play about is my hustle and my work ethic, man. These people files like they files like Nancy and Ben Crump and them and people like what's the YSL lawyer name, dog? These are lawyers, dog. They got rap sheets to produce why they get paid a lot of money. Like you can't like sometimes you have to listen to these because they're credible, dog. They've been around. They're your elders at this shit, dog. That's why I was telling old boy yesterday, you can't tell somebody how to feel about something that happened before your time when they older than you. If someone is older than you speaking about something that happened in the slave days or something before your time, you should respect how they feel. They're older than you. You can have your opinion, but I think you should listen more. You know what I'm saying? You should listen more, dog. You know, respectfully.
2, 3X. Isn't it true, Brian Trasher, that these boats are easily identifiable by I call it a tail number like you would a plane. Every boat has to be registered or supposed to be registered. It has a number on it and it often has a name like Triton. One was named Mac Daddy.
Yeah.
There were other names. They're registered and you know who the owner is and the owner can tell us who was on the boat that day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Theoretically, yeah. If you can make out the registration number or the name of the boat, if the vessel's name is registered, along with the registration number.
If we could call this an autopsy, I thought your autopsy be over with when you in the ground. I ain't know your autopsy can go on and on while you done already, your soul is under the dirt already, under the flowers. You know what I'm talking about? I never knew that an autopsy could keep going. I thought the autopsy is before they put you in the ground. I thought they tell you what's on from the death. I didn't know they could still run tests while your soul is already up there with the man. I'm just trying to understand this.
Usually that's sometimes only on a Coast Guard document, but sometimes on a state registration you put the vehicle, the boat name if it's asked for, or if you have one. So that is all possible. I'm told, and we're asked to compare notes with the sheriff's office, which we're doing. But I was told that there's been a lot of people that have been contacted and interviewed.
Hey, I know it decomposed, but I'm saying that's why you put it on ice. So the same way that you got the kidney on ice, you got that throat on ice, you could put the body on ice too. I done seen them do it. Like when somebody do something sexually wrong to somebody that dies, bro, they put them people on ice until they get them test results back to find out what really happened. Then you go to the ground to meet, you go under the flowers. You don't go under the flowers and they still testing. I just don't think that's right. How can you okay, say they wanted to test your arm. And I'm always giving this, I'm always going to give y'all this notion right here when we talk about this. Have you ever been to a funeral where the state want to take your arm or something, right? And they need to test your arm for whatever reason it is. Cut off your leg and test your leg. You're unalive. And they don't give it back? They don't give it back? Bro, when you go to that funeral home and your mama go do the arrangements, bro, they give you all that shit back, bro. They give you your shit back and show you up, have you looking presentable. When you don't have no throat, man, the casket's gonna be closed. There ain't nothing you can do to replace that. Nothing. Bro, it's sick. I'm just trying to think of all the reasons that they would remove his throat. Like, come on, my nigga, we talking about kidneys and, bro, you got to give my baby back his shit. Sound like I'm like talking about a toy or something that a child stole from another kid, right? No, we're talking about body parts, cuz. Kill my, listen, dog, no kids. 45 with no kids, bro. Y'all ever seen that movie A Time to Ill with Samuel L. Jackson where he hid in that closet and waited on them people to come, bro? Bro, I'm demanding answers, dog. And with this case, now I get, now come on y'all, I get this. I'm playing devil's advocate. I get y'all may have a lot of caseloads, a lot of work. Bro, this shit is under the spotlight. So if I'm the medical examiner, I'm going to jump on this first, and I'm going to do this in the most proper and most elegant and sufficient way that I can do it the right way, because my name is on the line. And I'm not saying I'm going to rush it. So that means that I might want to double back and check my steps. Where if I looked at this, maybe I need to double back and check the body for this. It's in the ground, people. It's in the ground. What if I want to double back and check my steps? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be in that closet waiting on them, my nigga. It's not making no sense, y'all. Like, let's keep it funky, people, dog. Like, bro, you don't get put in the ground until they tell your people why you got unalive, bro. If you got cancer, they can tell you that. If you had a drug overdose, they can tell you that. If you got shot by a bazooka, they can tell you that. If the mafia put a bomb on the car and you was in it, they can tell you that. Bro, I don't want to hear that shit, dog. If drug abuse if it was drugs and alcohol, wouldn't a medical examiner say that? Wouldn't the medical examiner say if it was drugs or alcohol involved? They never said that, cuz. We just going off what Bart and Wyatt and them say. Heavy drinking. Can't blame the state. You blame the people that live there. Blame
A lot of people who were there that day that voluntarily came forward to tell what they know, and because they might have seen their boats and pictures, said, "Oh, we might want to go ahead and call them, let them know, where we were, who was with us, and what we know." So I commend those people for coming forward, because it's not always easy.
To Marie Pereira joining us in addition to the Vice President of the United Cajun Navy, who has been there from the get-go trying to help solve the case. Marie Pereira, registered nurse, which is important. But she is a criminal defense attorney and domestic violence expert. She is a violence expert certified advocate. Marie, you saw that. All those people in my book are witnesses. One of them is saying at 7:30, Nolan was nowhere to be seen. Now, I want to see the video or the photo again.
We don't care if it's a white person that did it to him. We don't care if it's a black person that did it to him. Somebody covering up something, dog. That's what we're saying. And y'all can say what y'all want to say. We can't cover up shit, bro. We don't run no systems, bro. We can't cover up nothing in that system, dog. We can't. Dog, not the people that look like me. I'm just being honest with y'all, bro. Like, we can't do shit, dog.
Because you want to tell me that this guy, Nolan Wells, hit his head and drowned, and none of those people saw what happened? I find that really hard to believe.
Bullshit.
It is hard to
Like
believe, and
some
that's why
bullshit,
it's
dog.
extremely
This is some
important that
other
the law
shit.
enforcement are not too proud to get help from the public. Like you said, if people are sending in videos, they should be using those videos to conduct further investigation. I'm praying that this is a situation like Brian Kohlberger, where the police department, they were being ragged
this
and
shit
being
ain't
called
about-
ranky-dink police, while all the time they were investigating and putting together a case
It's not
against
a-
him.
it's-
I
it-
hope
it-
that,
it's not
that,
about-
yeah, because all the time.
It's not about race when you, dog. I will never say they unalive Nolan because he's black. That don't even make sense. This nigga been friends with these kids all their life. That's not what we saying. We saying when they make a mistake or something, that they did something, there are people cover it up for them, bro. That's what we're saying, dog. That's exactly what we're saying, bro. I would never say that he unalived Nolan because he was white, because he was black, bro. That's not. It doesn't even make sense, bro. We're saying when they do some wrong shit, bro, they cover that shit up good, dog. When you got a little bit of paper, bro, dog, you can sweep shit under the rug, big shit, like you can sweep that shit under the rug, guys.
Time they were saying, oh, what are they doing? It was I think the DA had a long, big beard, which wasn't very conducive to believing he knew what he was doing, but they knew what they were doing.
I know, it looked like Leonard Skinner sitting there. Hey, that videos from Officer Tatum's podcast, all this means witnesses to me. And do you remember in the Diddy case, there was actually a toll-free number for victims to call? There were that many victims, not that it helped at the trial. But that said, I think there needs to be a toll-free number. If you think you have evidence, dial the number. If you have photos.
Bro, they had a number, but the number went to the fucking judge's bench. Her personal phone number at the job. They had a 1-800 number if you knew anything to call officials, which should have been the laws. It was the judge's phone. And that's when the black people got mad and she started receiving threats. Bro, how the fuck, if they had a 1-800 Diddy number, that it would go to the judge that was on the month? My nigga, that is wrong as shit. Y'all stupid and dumb as fuck. That is fucking illegal. And you got to give me a good reason why that is. She is not law enforcement. She is a judge. She is not law enforcement, bro. She's not. I don't care how many years you've been on the bench. You called the police, bitch. You don't own a gun. You don't own a gun, you don't own a badge. That's your courtroom, that's your bench, that's what you run. You do not run that, bro. That is wrong, and I proved it to y'all. Willie D proved it to y'all by calling the number on the live stream, bro. It went, the 1-800 number went straight to that boy's stepmom's, that was the judge, phone, bro. Explain to me that. What's going on with that shit, dog? It's a lot of shit that you got to go back and buy your membership, because I took the lives already because people be hating. My nigga, go back and watch my prior lives, bro. I proved it to y'all, bro. That 1-800 number that they had, it went straight to the judge. People are in my chat and they will tell you that self-made is not lying, dog. I'm not lying. How and why? Don't you got so many other things you should be worried about, Judge, whatever your name is, like getting people away from California that's threatening you? Once you did that and people seen that, that's when you received the threats. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Once they found out that was your number, that's when you received the threats. Okay, but what about this right here, though? What about this threat right here, though? It may not be the kind of threats that y'all will receive. Bro, this lady is a MD, a doctor. Look at the comment section, dog. Look at the things they saying. Fucking off her career. Fucking off all she worked hard for. All because her son went out with some friends and got unalived, dog. Salute, Petey. Come on now, the cuz. Like, this the shit they do to us. And yeah, them people look like they black. Yeah, that girl, Shannon, man, that girl ain't black, dog. I guarantee you that's just a picture. Bro, black people would do no shit like that, dog. Come on, dog. Who she trying to sue? Every one of them people in that chat should be sued. Not in the chat, I mean in the comment section, whatever that is. Bro, she got a case right there. She ain't doing no whining. And they were lying also talking about, man, this lady ain't been at that doctor's office since June. The comments was that when I put this up was like 2 days before that and shit. Motherfuckers just sitting there lying, slandering you, don't want you to succeed in life because you're black. You're not supposed to win. My nigga. You're not supposed to win, my nigga.
Photos like the United Cajun Navy is doing. They asked for the public's help. They got the public's help. And there's more to get. That's what is needed now. Every picture, every video. How often have cases been cracked when someone spots something in a picture they hadn't noticed before, or their memory is jogged by a photo or information they've seen online? I've pointed to this a million times, Brian Trasher, the Gabby Petito case. Her body would never have been found if it weren't for amateur sleuths. I believe their name is Red, Blue, and Methane. They were a couple out in the middle of nowhere in dispersed camping where there are no porta potties, no lights, no hookups, no anything. It's just you and the wild animals. I've camped and dispersed before. They're out there and they see a vehicle and they go, that's Gabby's Ford Transit. And they call authorities who would never have gone to this dispersed camping area, and they find her remains. That's how the case was cracked. Who knows what photo, what tip United Cajun Navy or law enforcement or the Nolan Wells team might get that might crack this case wide open. So that said, Brian, how did you create this timeline? I find it very interesting.
So you clicked on this video because you want to make money, right? You want to be able to sell out collections and buy your favorite sneakers like this, or be able to peel off in your favorite car like this. Or maybe you just want to spend all day in bed, chilling after you made some money like this. With a few clicks on your computer, I'll be able to execute a drop quickly with either one of those products thanks to using Tap Stitch. I don't have to go to work and clock in for anyone else. I can operate on any schedule I want. Look, it's 1 o'clock, I'm shipping orders right now. And we were just on the desktop, but the fact that I'm able to move over to my laptop shows you how much freedom you're going to be able to have with Tap Stitch. And you can start your brand from your room. You can start your brand in the kitchen. You can even...
So, first of all, going back to your comment about internet sleuths, a lot of people consider themselves internet sleuths, but some people really are good. And there's one young lady who's helped us out on many cases, who was very helpful in this case. I haven't asked her permission yet if I could say her name, but if she gives me permission and I come back on, I'll be happy to give her credit for all the help she gave us. But basically, what we did was we took these pictures, we juxtaposed them to, like Google Earth and satellite pictures of the island to try to determine exactly where they were. We looked at the initial coordinates called out from I think from the Coast Guard or from Marine Patrol when the missing persons report first went out, and basically just try to run these pictures against each other to say, okay, this boat's here now, it's not here later, and again, just create an index. We had to use some software to help us create the index of the pictures and make sure we put it into the best timeline we could. We included social media posts that, may or may not have been definitive, but this was happening in real time. So we thought it was important to put those up there to create context. And so again, just trying to, our goal was to take what we've received, put it into a digestible format that just about anybody could understand, hopefully. And if it's helpful, great. If it's not, then I don't think, no harm, no foul,
To Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, based on this timeline, and it may be refined as the days go forward, how does it shift the timeline? Because There is a group of people fighting at 5 p.m. Who are they? The friends say they leave at 4:31. That should be able to be verified through GPS. 5 p.m. Nolan, according to them, is still at Horn Island.
I'm gonna tell you why Sharpton really is not involved in this case. The reason why I think this is my opinion, why Sharpton ain't involved in this case like that, because Sharpton got a contract with the big station. He got his own show with the white folks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean it like that, but you know what I'm trying to say. So it's certain things that he can say he can't say and do like Crump can. He got his own station, bro. He got his own show with them people, and he not gonna fuck that off, dog. I'm just gonna give you a donation, and I'm gonna move on. That's what you should do, cause this shit could fuck off your whole career. Like, bro, it could fuck off your whole career, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like really fuck off your shit. Like trying to look out for somebody.
Is he? Because by 7:30, witness states Nolan nowhere in sight.
This
So
story sad,
where
man.
was he?
This story
He wasn't
sad.
floating in the water. He wasn't on the shore. If he had, hold on, Dave, to Joe Scott Morgan, if he had drowned, wouldn't he be floating in the water?
Perhaps. I've seen bodies in the immediate that will go directly to the bottom. And there are those that do in fact float. So a lot of it is going to depend upon the temperature of the water. Many times, a lot of it's going to depend upon.
And I say this again, y'all fucked up letting Nancy see them pictures, dog. Like the pictures we ain't seen yet, or when they found him and shit, and how he was when he was face down and all that. She saw that shit, dog. And ever since she saw them pictures, bro, Nancy been on y'all ass. I think that if she wouldn't have saw them photos, dog, she wouldn't be on y'all top like that, dog. She saw those photos, fool, or the video or whatever it was. She saw that shit, dog. And ever since then, she been cooking y'all, dog.
Upon is there anything else out there that could, let's see, how can I put this, that could in fact impede the body's ability to float to the top, like beneath a boat. And as you can see, there are a lot of boats out there.
Okay.
So if in fact that had occurred, you can actually have bodies that will be caught beneath other vessels. I've worked cases like that where they were looking around for someone, and they couldn't find them because the whole area was surrounded by vessels. And so there are a lot of elements that go into this, Nancy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, ever since she saw them pictures, dog,
Hi, guys. Nancy Grace.
And William Lynch, she been over here. She know I'm telling the truth. Ever since that lady saw those pictures, because she was doing the interview while she was looking at the pictures up in her phone. And she was telling them, well, what I'm looking at is... What I'm looking at, looking down and looking up at the camera, looking down, I'm like, man, this lady got the photos, my nigga. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Grace here. If you are a homeowner, you probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this debt? But you don't because of your low mortgage rate. Low rate, it's not saving you.
Nancy is rich and she has the money for her type of sons she has the money to buy boats and jet skis and shit for them to go on boats and shit like that. That's why she don't like this story.
You're drowning in credit card interest. People are calling American Financing, and American Financing is saving customers.
It's already at $250K. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog. I gotta look this shit up, man. Is that true, dog? Somebody look that up for me. William Lynch, can you please go to the Gift Sim GoMe? And you don't even gotta search nothing. And what's crazy about it, when you go to the Gift Sim GoMe, it was right at the bottom of the screen. All you gotta do is slide to the left. You didn't have to search his name or nothing. It came up right when I tapped on the front page. That's crazy, dog. If they got $250K, boy,
customers an average of $800. That's not in all, that's a month, by using their equity to pay off the credit card debt. Using APR for rates in the 5S start at 6.327% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 8. Good luck.
Damn.
Once you begin dating an Asian
It's at
lady, you'll soon forget what it
141.
feels like
Thank
to
you,
be a
Lala.
lonely American
God
man in
damn
your
it.
50s or
That
60s.
bitch was just at
Empty evenings and the
92K.
absence of someone to share joyful moments with will disappear when you meet a woman who fills your life with warmth.
The photo we keep showing you is on page 12 of the United Cajun Navy report. It shows 3 boats and more anchored side by side. Boat number 3,
Look, nigga,
the
that
Palm
was the
Beach.
this was Sunday, nigga. That bitch was on 80 bands on Sunday, dog. I said 91,000. It was 81,000. Man, get the fuck out of here, dog.
And also the Triton, we believe,
make
which
this
is
shit
the
up,
boat
dog.
that took Nolan to Horn Island. It's also the boat that reportedly leaves, according to the occupants, without Nolan. They claim they begged him to board their vessel, but he said no. Let me understand this. According, Caitlin Becker, according to the mysterious Katie, not that mysterious because her sister has posted and we've obtained her photo, we think, she says he left with his friends. They say he stayed with her. Okay, that's a problem.
Yep.
Definitely, Jason.
That's a problem. And they're also
talking about some lawyer fees. Nigga, 100 large. Nigga, they said that one of the houses that they were staying in allegedly is one of their grandpa's houses, bro. They grandpa's got these big ass 25-foot boats and shit, dog. Like, what the fuck do you need 100 grand for lawyer fees? Boy, you could pay you 10 lawyers. These people are multi-millionaires, dog. Like, they're not no broke people, bro. Like, what do you need 100,000? You could have swiped and gave. I'm pretty sure, man, listen. Bart Daddy can swipe. He's an MD too. An MD, a doctor, bro. These people could be a surgeon or anything, dog.
also quite a few friends that he had come out with. So the Triton that he was on, there were 3 or 4 people on that particular boat. That's the one that he had come out on, and the one that his friends say, we asked him to get back on the boat. He didn't get back on the boat. His phone was on the boat. We left. We took on water. We needed help. He said he was going to stay to talk to this
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm finna explain to you, Mr. Why it makes a difference. You got Chad the Builder, who shot somebody, a black guy, in front of a courthouse, who raised $250,000 to get him out of jail. But see, it's one strange problem with Chad. One strange problem. A lot of those people gave you money, and those racist people, they don't want to put their faces on, kind of like the trolls do in the chat. They didn't want to put no faces or no real names on the money. That money has to be taxed and has to show where it comes from. You cannot send people money and they not know where it come from, and you get burned out for some racist shit. No, brother. You got to show us where that money come from, and it didn't come from you. So you will be sitting in a jail with a sore butthole. Okay, we're going to go to another case. Hold on, let me show y'all something. Hold on, wait a minute. While you in here, I like to show and tell. Over here, I don't do no bullshitting. I cooks over here, man. I'm going to show you something real fast. Let me get there. Let me find it. Just bear with me real fast. Y'all bear with me. Jake Lang. Jake Lang is the person that was at the Carmelo Anthony trial causing all the ruckus. He said that if Carmelo Anthony was to beat the trial and walk up out this courtroom, that he will gladly send him to the upper room. He said this. So they locked him up for terroristic threat with $1 million bond. The same judge that locked Carmelo Anthony up and gave him 35 years gave Jake Lang a bond reduction, and he raised the money to get out. He raised the money to go to the BET Awards in California and get beat up for his racist rants. On top of, we're going to rewind the tape before all this even happened. This is the same person that ran into the Capitol behind President Trump with zip ties and got a clear pardon. This is the same person right now that Trump is trying to make a millionaire with a fund, off a fund, using a fund that the government put there for racist people who need money. I mean, for something, for people that have racist crimes against them, who need to move. All races, Chinese people, white people, Mexican people, whoever. So you want to snatch that money away. It's called a slush fund. Look it up. A slush fund. Google it. A slush fund. That's what he calls it. Take it, all those people who went to jail for storming in the Capitol, Trump says they were wrongfully arrested. So he wants them to be millionaires now. That's... Y'all know I'm into the politics too. We just been rolling this case for a little bit. Hey man, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it over here with Self-Made. Don't do that. Don't do it. Because boy, I will bust you up, boy. With facts. $1 million bond reduction to $250. Where the fuck did the $250 come from? Who the fuck gave this nigga $250? This nigga ain't had a job since he had a job. He is a felon. No, he got pardoned, so he's not a felon. I don't know. But anyway, who gives him $250,000 for being racist and get him out of jail? Man, I can guarantee you who gave that guy that money, cuz. And instantly, he burns out of jail, goes straight to the BET Awards, which is a black award show, holding signs that black parents aren't in their kids' life, holding a sign that. But from the looks of what I saw, hey, the boys that Carmelo Anthony, the one that he unalived, go ask the father, where's the mother at? Hey, I know for sure Carmelo mother and father is together. They're together. Don't get me started in here, man. Don't get me started.
Mysterious, as you said, Katie. Mysterious Katie says that she talked to him for a minute. It was no big deal. Then his friends called him back, and that's where he went. And she just assumed he went back on the boat with his friends. The issue I think that we're running into here is that the friends weren't just the four that you're seeing right here. Yeah. There were multiple boats, 3 boats full of friends that came out. So could he have been going back to a second boat full of his friends while the Triton was gone, or were they referring to the Triton itself? That, I think, is where the biggest bit of confusion lays.
96,000.
Dave Mack, question. Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Didn't at the get-go the friends on the boat state they didn't know the name of the girl? They didn't know who she was. They had never seen her before.
I don't know why.
I'm paraphrasing.
They don't understand.
We can look up their exact words.
He gets paid for his services, bro. Do y'all realize, dog? I'm gonna show y'all something else. Bro. He gets paid for his services, dog. Look at this shit, dog. This is what's gonna happen. This is what y'all gonna see when election time come and Trump don't want to leave. This is what y'all gonna see. This is what y'all gonna see. It's what y'all gonna see, dog. Like, hold on. This is what y'all gonna see. Damn. You don't know the difference. You don't know the difference, bro. These people are paid, but don't want to show their faces like these trolls. bro, if you're gonna stand on it, stand on it. Show your face. Do y'all know them ICE agents don't wear badges? They don't wear name tags. They all wear their uniforms the same way. Do you know that some of those Spanish people that got arrested by ICE now, that they're in the ICE facility. It's not like a regular jail. They were getting raped. Those Spanish people, those immigrants were getting raped and couldn't even tell the people who the officer was because they all look a fucking like and cover their fucking faces. The federal government told them people to take the mask off. They said, fuck y'all. And we never heard nothing else about it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all, hey, man, y'all gotta come over here often and fuck with me, man. I go everywhere. I talk about everything, dog. Yes, dog. It is agents that is under investigation that have been locked up behind raping these Spanish people and these things. And they use the Spanish women, kids, to bait them in. Well, you won't see your kids if you don't do this. You won't do that. Like, bro, that is racist and that is wrong, dog. That's wrong as hell, dog. Look at these people. You don't know the difference. You don't know the difference, bro. You don't know what's a federal agent. You don't know what is what. Let that shit sink in, man.
It turned out they're actually texting with her about where is Nolan.
You know, I'm just here, dog.
Apparently, Nancy, you have to realize a couple things here, and it's getting lost in the muck and the mire, is the friends. We use the term Nolan's friends that he went to Horn Island with. Well, you know what, Nancy? Many people have said that he didn't know Katie, they didn't know Katie before that day, and that Nolan just started talking to her. But now it appears that they, being the group of friends,
your day-to-day covered with Base 44 super agents. Your life is chaotic.
They were communicating with Katie and knew who she was, and that during the...
Then why would they say they didn't know who she was? Call her some girl, a girl.
Well, here's the problem, Nancy, is I keep hearing friends, but you realize that Nolan, he went out to Horn Island on a boat. You know, Warren Hudson has talked a lot. He's been with Officer Tatum talking about, you know, his best friend Nolan and the whole thing. But first of all, Warren did not go to Horn Island on the same boat as Nolan Wells. And we have heard over and over from parents and friends, he would, run with the one that got you there, right? So Nolan went with one boat and they expected he would return on the same boat. Yet we're now finding out that was never the plan. He was never going back on the same boat that took him to the island. So when we talk about this group of friends, Nancy, they were scattered on 3 or 4 different boats. And we keep focusing on the one with the bilge pump problem. But now, what boat was Nolan Wells supposed to be going back to the mainland?
Right.
We know he didn't ride with Warren Hudson to the island. Right. So what was he supposed to be on?
Brian Trasher joining us, Vice President, United Cajun Navy, on the case from the very beginning. Brian, do we know the time of the CETO call made from the Triton?
We do. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I know it's been reported, and obviously the CETO would have the exact time of that recording and stuff in their archives. But it seems like it was. After 3 o'clock, before 4:30, and we know that the tow was canceled because somebody got in touch with.
The truth shall never change, man. If you spilled the cup on the carpet with the red juice in it, nigga, you spilled the cup on the carpet in the red juice. If it's 4 people there say, watch you spill the carpet with the red juice, it should be 4 people say, man, he spilled the carpet with the red juice. He spilled the cup with the red juice on the carpet, bro. It's simple math. It shouldn't be, I don't know if he was a little drunk before the cup came out, you know, they're like, nah, come on now.
With
Come on
Bart
now.
Edmondson, who ended
Come
up
on,
towing the
man.
boat himself,
It's
being a
the
good
truth.
Samaritan. Of course, now that poor guy's getting, raked over the coals just for being a good, what we try to tell everybody, to be neighbor helping neighbor.
Now, didn't the grandpa call and cancel the tow?
Yeah, I think that I saw that report as well, and it may have been that somebody contacted him and said, hey, we got somebody to tow us, so maybe he called because he had a better signal and said, hey, they
why
don't
they
need
didn't
it
say
anymore.
that?
Again, these are all kind of, the things that were already out there. I don't think we included too much about that in our report because it had been reported on so much. But I also just wanted to point out, too, on the photo on page 14, this is one that we included, even though we could, there's a young man that matches Nolan's description, and I'm saying it that way because we can't verify that it's him in this picture. And he's partially in it because there's a girl blocking him, but it's a young, slender African-American male wearing blue swim trunks from what you could see in the picture. According to the person that submitted that photo.
And that's another thing, Jay Sanders. Jay Sanders has been watching. Bro, they said that Nolan, he wasn't drunk when I talked to him, bro. That's what the coach said. Why would the coach got a lie, man? I'm telling you, man, that man was not drunk. The coach said that shit. I talked to him. Unless he clean it up. Because I'm going to tell you something. Whoever was on that 911 call or whatever the fuck it was, the tow call, whatever, they were fucked up. It was guaranteed they was fucked up. For sure, they were wasted, cuz.
It was taken at approximately 4:50 p.m. Central Time on July 4th, which would have been after the GPS data says that the Triton had left Horn Island.
Okay.
Now, that's only relevant if this young man in the picture actually turns out to be Nolan. We never could verify it, but we thought it was important enough to at least include it.
Man, listen, we know what we heard in the tape. That nigga Wyatt told him, shut the fuck up. Hey, I'm laughing, dog, but they keep from cussing y'all bitch ass out. Hey, that nigga Wyatt told them to shut the fuck up while he's talking on his phone because they are saying something that might incriminate them. That's what I feel it was. I don't care what y'all say.
There's a possibility.
Shoot me, Jay Sanders know what.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. Please join us on Crime Stories and stream it first on Fox 1. We're blowing it.
Want to start a podcast, but not sure how? Riverside?
Somebody going to jail.
First,
and somebody going home.
It up. We see 1, 2, 3 at the forefront. 3 white females in bikinis, 1 white male walking along. Now, beside the woman in the bikini on the right, I see 2 people. One looks like a female furthest away, but between the white female and the other female, there is an African-American male. Yep. That does not look like Nolan Wells to me. Okay, I'm going to have to bring in NASA to enhance this. Brian Trasher, does this guy have facial hair? That's not Nolan.
Again, we couldn't verify, but we could tell that it was an African-American male on the beach wearing blue swim trunks. We thought that was enough to say, okay, it's possible, but we did
those
like
are
you
dark
said.
blue.
Skin tone.
Aren't those deep, dark blue?
It looks like it, but Nancy, I don't know if this picture's been enhanced. I don't know if it's been filtered. You know what I'm saying? So again,
they don't even want to ask. Bro, all you hear is I don't know because motherfuckers getting sued. Motherfuckers don't even want to answer the questions now, dog. I'm telling you, dog.
That's the whole reason why we couldn't corroborate, but was like, okay. And also, too, this does create a good picture of a flotilla of boats. So where if we were looking for a particular one, it was a good one to hang on to. So again, fully disclosing that we could not definitively say whether that was him or not. Probably not.
But we need it for the investigation.
Not the same color shorts,
we need it.
Not at all.
And you provided it.
Rule it out.
You got it.
Use it to rule it out.
Okay, so is this Nolan? If it is Nolan, this is at 4:50 and proves he's still on the island when the other boat, the Triton, leaves. I don't think this is Nolan.
That's not Nolan.
But that's just my own 2 eyes, 2020 and 2018. It needs to be enhanced. Joining us now, veteran trial lawyer out of the South Carolina jurisdiction, John Mobley, the founder of the John Mobley Law Firm. See, a lot of people would say, oh, this is a nightmare, all these witnesses. I would have a field day interviewing each witness separately. It's like a bonanza. What do you make of what you're hearing, Mobley?
We're going to have to cut this show.
Well, you know, Nancy, We're
going to have to cut this show, man, because I got some shit I got to take care of. Just make sure y'all double tapping the screen. But y'all can finish that up, man. The minutes, the timestamps, it's an hour of time, man. Man, it's an hour of time, dog. You got an hour that's missing. Y'all going to have to provide some timestamps. Do I think them? I don't think nobody going to jail. I don't. Because of, it's just the investigation is too wishy-washy, dog. I don't think no one's going to jail for this. I think that we're going to sit on the sideline and watch nobody go to jail. Watch what I tell y'all, bro. Bro, y'all got video. Man, it's more investigation, bro. I need to see them corner stores. I need to see the tapes of them buying beer. I need to see what was going on. Who knows if you go into the corner store and watch the video, they could have been getting into it or arguing something in the corner. I need to see more than just that shit right there, dog. We got that. But I need to see something else, dog. That's not him. That's not him in that picture. You can cancel that. Hey, that's not him. Them other shorts was light blue. Was like grayish, bluish looking. Them were like dark blue and they whatever it was. That wasn't him, bro. But it is what it is, people. We ain't saying nobody did something. We just asking for the truth. You know, and they don't want to give that shit to us, dog. They don't want to give it to us, bro. I gotta get out of here. Y'all please hit the double like can y'all get 100 of y'all to hit the like button? It would be nice for 100 of y'all to hit the like button for me walking out the door. Y'all can't do that for me with me walking out the door. 100 of y'all hit the like button for me.
Now we're comfortable, let's talk urine leakage. Tena Men Maximum Guards are designed for men.
I'm gone, y'all. Having like a milk. Definitely, Daddy.
Be ready to come on the